I got no script. I ain't got shit. We just finna rock and roll. All right. So I really wanted to make a video talking about my thought process behind the entire project and just kind of get my thoughts out there. This mainly I really want it as like an archive of the time I'm living in and the thought process I have at this current moment in my life, especially with the theme of new perspectives and growing up and just learning more and more as I got older. It's something I really care about now the more I go through life. There's nothing worth dying for beyond this point. That title, it's funny because I only ever really used it because of the original cover, which fun fact, I took that picture like the bathroom at work. It was like a sticker that was on like the outside of like one of the stalls at work, and I seen it and I thought it just looked kind of cool. I thought the picture just looked kind of cool, so then I walked up and I took a photo of it, and then someone was actually using the bathroom and they were like, "Hey bro, what the fuck?" And I was like, "Oh, my bad bro," and then I just like left. But the reason why it resonated with me so much, because I took that photo way before I ever even thought about using it as the cover or as the title for the EP. I just thought it looked cool, and then it really became something where, you know, I start making this project where I'm talking about things that, you know, I'd rather die than tell people. It became this thing where the project really represents like all the things I'm scared to talk about, the vulnerability I'm scared to show to those that I care about or those that care about me. It was an interesting process because I started working on this in about October of 2024, and back then I didn't really know where it was gonna go. I just know I wanted it to go somewhere. I had started with Yoyogi Park and Lines. Those are the two songs I had at the time. Yoyogi Park was made right after I came back from my trip to Japan in April 2024, and it was an experience that really opened my eyes to what life can really be. It was a culture shock. It was just crazy. I couldn't believe that I was basically halfway across the world. It felt free. It felt free. A kind of freedom that I had never experienced before. It was beautiful. I fell in love with that feeling. The song Yogi Part really came from just me wanting to talk about that experience, but not just talk about the good things, you know, kind of talk about everything. And I really liked it because what really drew me to it as the intro track was really the fact that it was kind of the beginning of when I really started thinking about shit a little deeper. Granted, I know to some people, like, a lot of the thoughts and realizations I've had probably aren't that crazy. They're probably shit that people have been thinking about. But to me, it was, you know, I've spent the last fucking 4 years just learning about me, learning about the world, learning about others. I've really just spent this whole time trying to be better. In October of 2024, Tyler the Creator dropped Chromacopia, and that really was the catalyst for everything. That's what really pushed it to me really wanting to get this out. And on Hungry, for example, it's really a critique about myself. It's me talking about me and the shit I go through, but in the way that I oftentimes think about these things, where I tend to forget that I'm human and I'm gonna make mistakes and I'm not perfect. And in that song, I harshly critique myself, because in reality, that's the way I've tended to go about things, where I'm disappointed in myself because I didn't get something done, or I didn't achieve something, or maybe I haven't been able to figure something out. I just get harsh with myself. I start putting myself down, and almost like I'm talking shit to myself. And obviously it's not good. That's not something that is ever gonna help anybody get out of any situation that they're in within themselves. And also special thanks to Arion, my friend Arion, and his girlfriend Samantha. Shout out to them for lending me their voice at the end of that track. It really tied the whole song for me together, because the whole ending is about how being undefinable as a human being is such a beautiful thing, because we have all our lives to be whoever we want to be. Life is already so delicate, and it could be gone in an instant. And I think I spent a lot of my time obsessing over trying to be perfect, trying to be the best, best, trying to be the greatest. When in reality, I can't sit here and obsess over that fact when I'm missing out on life. I'm missing out on the present. My feet were never on the ground. I was always somewhere else, and that affected me for a long time, to where I lost the ability to just see myself as a human and realize, like, again, that I'm not perfect, and that's okay. I have a lifetime to fuck up. I'm gonna continue to fuck up, and that's okay. And then I made this song called No Free. No Free is me trying to I guess spread some awareness and really voice my opinions on the tragedies that are happening in Palestine and in the West Bank and Gaza, because as a human, it breaks my heart. It really does. It breaks my heart to see everything going on in Gaza, and the fact that the people that could really do something don't give a fuck. The fact that the people that could truly make a change, that can intervene, that can possibly stop this fucking genocide from happening, they don't care. And it sucks because it's you know, it's something that seems so not crazy to me. Like, it's humanity. It's a loss of humanity. It's a loss of stories. It's a loss of lives. It's a loss of future generations that are getting snipped. At the point of fucking blooming. And I think what will really push me to really talk about it and not be afraid of the consequences of me talking about it. Granted, you know, I'm not the biggest artist in the world, so just like, you know, I'm not gonna fucking receive the craziest backlash or the craziest internet like conversations or anything. I was still kind of afraid because I didn't want to be seen as too political or like I'm too much. But I kept thinking about the people going through what they're going through, losing their homes, losing their loved ones, you know, starving. I thought about the people being lied to, and you know, maybe it won't cause the biggest impact, but I couldn't just stay quiet. I couldn't stay quiet about what I thought, and I wrote No Free. That's probably my favorite and my most important song I've ever written in my entire career. Then I have a song called States United, which it's kind of a parallel to No Free, where in No Free I'm more talking about what I'm thinking. I'm more presenting my perspective and how I feel about the situation. In States United, I'm pissed, and in reality, in real life, I was. You know, when I wrote No Free, I was really coming into this information. I was learning about it for the first time. I'm being presented with these new perspectives that I never really had before. And when it comes to States United, this is months after I had started the project. I had finished No Free. I was honestly really fucking pissed off. Mind you, I get rage baited a lot. I get rage baited all the fucking time. I'm the biggest fucking. I get rage baited all the time on Twitter, Instagram, comment sections. It's terrible. I gotta really learn how to not get rage baited. When I wrote States United, I was pissed. This was at the time when Ramadan had just started, and I had learned that they cut off aid to Palestine and to the West Bank and Gaza, and started starving these people, and it broke my heart, and it filled me up with the rage that, you know, I never thought I could feel for people that weren't the closest to me. When I was younger, I remember, you know, seeing stuff on the news in the Middle East, you know, wherever tragedies were happening, and I always would think to myself, like, you know, at least it's not happening next to me, at least it's far away. And now when I think about it, it's like, yeah, you know, I'm fortunate and I'm privileged to be able to say that. I'm privileged to be able to say that it's not right next to me. There's kids in the West Bank that can't say that. There's kids in the West Bank that have to sit there and listen to drones fly above them. Their country, their home getting blown up on a daily basis for the past 70 plus years, and it's heartbreaking. And States United is really me upset, because I truly was upset. I recorded that song and I was very fucking upset at the fact that shit's fucking happening, and there's people that deny this shit. There's people that sit there and say, this shit is AI, this image is AI, this and that was also around the time when President Donald Trump was sitting there talking about, you know, the people in Gaza should just leave, they should just go to Egypt and we'll make beautiful homes there. And it's like, bro, I don't think you understand that these are their homes. This is their land that you are trying to just take from them. And yeah, those are probably the two most important songs I've ever written in my entire discography, because they feel very real to me. They feel very real to me, and they sit really close to my heart, because I truly do feel for the people in the West Bank and in Gaza. And if I ever do get the opportunity to help in any bigger way, I promise I fucking will, in any way that I ever will be able to, because it's a tragedy. And the fact that we're losing so many human lives to greed and to ignorance and to simple evil is insane to me, and I'll never stand by that shit. If you fuck with me, if you fuck with me for it, cool. If you don't fuck with me for it, cool. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's free Palestine till it's backwards, and I mean that shit. So one day came about because I was actually recording with my friend Jose. We were recording some other stuff, and also special shout out to Jose. He mastered this entire album. He helped me record multiple tracks off of it and helped me mix it. And honestly, without him, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. I learned so many techniques from him. I learned stuff on how to master, how to write music. He's the reason I know music theory, and I've learned a lot of stuff when it comes to music and life in general. You know, he's one of my greatest friends, and I wouldn't be nearly close to where the fuck I am now without him. But one day came about where I was really starting to see that my parents, as I get older, so do they. And at that time, I had just seen this quote where it said, "Your parents are living for the first time just like you are." And that sat with me, and it sits with me till this day, where a lot of times growing up, I never understood my parents, or I never understood their thought processes, or why they chose to go about certain things in certain ways. I used to almost feel, I don't want to say hatred, but I almost felt bitter, because it never made sense to me. And as I grew up and as they changed, and a lot of the things that I didn't agree with when I was younger changed, and you know, I really started realizing that they're trying, and they're just trying to do their best with what they got. And one day it's just me trying to show them some appreciation, trying to show them that I see how hard they try. I see how they're trying to do better each and every day, and that, you know, regardless of anything, I'm very appreciative of everything they've ever done for me. And I'm very appreciative to the fact that I wouldn't be who I am without everything they ever did to me. Did to me sounded crazy, but fuck, they never did shit to me. And I love the track because it was kind of the first time I've ever been so vulnerable in a track about how I felt and what I thought about those around me. I'm not the craziest vulnerable human being in the world. I definitely struggle with being open. Fuck, there's a spider. I definitely struggle with being open sometimes, and that definitely was a song where I tried to just let it out. Especially when it comes to my parents, I'm not the greatest at telling them that I love them or that whatever, showing them like verbal appreciation. We all, like me and my siblings, all really grew up just not, you know, that wasn't really the connection we all had. You know, it's understood that we care for each other and that we love each other, but it was never something, you know, where we verbally said it. We all just kind of have always been that way. And this was my way to verbalize it, to say it, and to, you know, show them how much I really do see what they do, and how much I really appreciate it. The song "Look Back" is hilarious to me, because that song sparked the idea to make 2 more songs for the EP. Originally, the EP was going to be 6 songs. The song "Look Back" and the song "States United" wasn't on there, and with that, it was going to be set to drop in December. But I had seen the movie Look Back, based on the manga called Look Back by Tatsuki Fujimoto, and it really brought up a lot of thoughts and a lot of emotions that I had been thinking about but never truly understood. This manga right here is the reason why that song is. And the reason for that being is it's a look into 2 girls' lives on being manga artists, and what chasing creativity, chasing greatness, and chasing the love and passion for creative fields can do to somebody. I tend to struggle with creativity a lot, where I truly love it. It's something that I've loved since I was a kid. I've been making music since 2017, since I was 14. I've been making music since I was 14 years old. I went back when I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just doing shit because it was fun, and because I enjoyed the process. And for a long time, I lost sight of that. It became more like, how can I become famous? How can I be the biggest musician in the world? How can I become rich overnight? And that fucked with me for a long time. My creativity just felt so stale and non-existent. over the years I've gotten better with it, and I've truly found my appreciation and respect for the art. But even with that said, I still have my moments where, you know, it as much as it's supposed to, I guess suppose is the wrong word, but as much as it makes me happy, it sometimes makes me miserable, if I'm being completely honest. And I really do oftentimes have to remind myself, what do I do this for? Why do I get on the microphone and speak? Why do I do anything I do involving music? And honestly, I'm really proud of that song, because it's helped me, since that song, take off a lot of stress that I put on top of myself when it comes to making music, when it comes to creation, and in the sense of, you know, not thinking about, oh, are people gonna fuck with this, or does this sound weird, or over critiquing myself in the beginning of a song, or self-editing way too soon. I already overthink a lot as a human being, so, you know, that should be happening. I'd be fucking tripping. But thanks to this song, I remind myself, why do I do this? And truthfully, I do it because I love this shit. If I died tomorrow, I would be so content, because as a human, I've done a lot of wrongs, I've done a lot of rights, but the one thing I definitely chose right was to follow my dreams of making music. It's always been around me. It's always been in my heart. It's always been in my head, and I'm glad for one of the few times that I've truly been honest with myself. I decided to really just pursue my dreams, and I'm happy about that, and I'm glad I made this song. I'm sorry this song, my stupid ass forgot the title of the last track. I'm sorry every song is about. That song is truly my favorite song off that shit. I know I keep saying that shit about every song, but I'm really proud of this. I'm really proud of this project. You know, I've never really, when I first made music, I always would be like, I fucking hate my music, this shit sucks, whatever. And it's always kind of funny, because I can sit there and listen to this project and enjoy myself and enjoy what I did. I'm sorry every song is about you is me talking to those that care about me talking to those that try to check up on me and try to be there for me, and basically telling them, like, I'm sorry I can't ever tell you how much I love and appreciate you to your face. I'm sorry it always ends up being where I can only be vulnerable on a song. Granted, you know, that's what music is for. It's a form of self-expression. It's a form of getting your voice out. But sometimes I do wish, and I'm you know, I try to be better every day. You know, I do my best to try to improve in these facets. But that song truly means a lot to me, and it's arguably probably one of my favorite songs I've ever written. Also, I love the beat. The beat is fucking phenomenal. Oh my fuck, that shit sounds like the end of the album. My uncle Greg, he actually I remember I showed it to him probably back in like January or February, before I had States United and Look Back. I had showed him the EP, and he was telling me, he's like, this fits so well for the ending, because it sounds like a curtain call. It sounds like a finale, and I love that, because that was the main reason why I even chose the beat. It felt like a conclusion. It felt like the end, and it's always been so important to me that song is the last song, especially with what I'm talking about. It's almost like I'm saying, I'm sorry I've been this way in the past, but that's done. Y'all hear this motherfucker? Shout out to my dog. But yeah, I really just wanted to talk about my thoughts behind the whole project, and just how I feel about it and where it all came from. There's obviously so much more I could probably say that I'm just not really thinking about at the moment. I really raw dogged this shit. I had no script, no notes, no nothing. I just press record and fuck it, we ball. But I do want to say I really do appreciate all the support and all the love I receive from my friends, to my family, to even people I don't even know. It really means the world to me, because truly I can't believe that people love or appreciate what the fuck I make, and it's beautiful to me, and I really do appreciate that. The trailer got like 1,000 views fucking 24 hours in. The cover reveal was doing great. I'm not a big numbers guy. I don't like to look at the numbers, because it's not, I don't ever want it to be something that I choose to define whether I did a good job or not. But I also can't ignore the numbers and what they did, and I'm truly extremely fucking thankful for that shit. Again, thank you to Arion, to Samantha, to Jose, to my uncle Greg. Thank you to anybody that ever helped me with this project, that I spoke to them about, whoever I played this project for. I'm grateful to the fact that everybody was so open to helping helping me with it, to like helping me, you know, improve it, and giving me critiques and help me push forward as an artist and as a songwriter, and I'm eternally grateful for it. If there's one message I really want to leave behind with this EP is be real with yourself and forget what the fuck other people think. It doesn't fucking matter. Our lives are so delicate and could be gone so fast that there's no point in dwelling on what others might think or what others might say. Live life for you, live life for your own happiness. As long as you're not bothering nobody, as long as you're not hurting nobody, do what the fuck you want to do. That's all we got. With that being said, I really hope you guys loved the project. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was a great listen. I have so much more to come and I'm super excited for the future. I can't wait to just keep going. Well, with that being said, thank you guys very much. If you stayed to the end of this video, I really fucking appreciate you, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys whenever the fuck I do. Later.